morning, children.
Good morning, Auntie.
Good morning. Sit down. All right. You have your copies and your pens and or pencils ready with you? All right. Very good. Today, where did we end last time? We ended with the decline of Harappan civilization. All right. So, in a timeline, if you are doing a timeline like this, there is the Harappan civilization.
1700 BC, 2500 BC.
There's Harappan civilization. After that, we have a period in history which is called the Vedic civilization, or it's called the Vedic age. Am I clear? Now, between this and this, between the decline of the Harappan civilization and the beginning of this civilization, there is a gap of how many years? 1500 years, of which we do not have much record. Am I clear? So we really do not know what happened after the decline of the civilization of Harappan civilization and the beginning of Vedic civilization, right? But how do we know that there was a period in history which is called the Vedic age? How do we know that? Yes?
By the evidence we gather by the inscriptions.
All right. So there is evidence. There is evidence of what? There is evidence of the Vedic age. What is the evidence of the Vedic age, children? Yes? Manuscripts of what? Yes? Manuscripts?
Inscriptions.
Any manuscripts like Mahabharata.
We are called the four Vedas. The Vedas. It's called the Vedic age because the evidence is in the form of the Vedas. Am I clear? So, we know that there was an age in Indian history which is known as Vedic age. Did we understand this much? So, after the decline of Harappan civilization and the time that we have of the Vedic civilization, there is a gap of how many years? 1500 years. Do we have any evidence of what happened in India? We do not really know. Maybe something happened, we don't know of it as of yet. But later on we may come to know about it, right? And the Vedic civilization happened. Why do we call it the Vedic age? Is because we find that the Vedas were composed and that is the evidence. Am I clear? Yes. All right now. Now let us do the... So, we have the Vedic age. Am I clear? All right. Now, in the Vedic age, actually, the rough time period of the Vedic age is 1500 to 600 BCE. Am I clear? It's 1500 to 600 BCE. Am I clear? All right. And this age is divided into two parts. This age is divided into two parts. First is known as the early Vedic age and the other one is known as the late. Very good. Now, why has it been divided into early Vedic age and later Vedic age, and what is the timeline? So, the early Vedic age approximately is 1500 to 1000 BCE, before Christ. You understand? In history, this thing is before Christ or Anno Domini, that is AD. All right? So, after the birth of Christ. Did you understand? And the later Vedic age is approximately 1000 to 600 BCE. Am I clear? Yes. Did you understand this much? Yes? So the Vedic age, that is the reason why, children, I have written this 1500 to 600. Now, there is, why is it termed as early and why is it termed as later Vedic age? We have to understand the differences between the two. In what this thing are we going to do the differences that I'll tell you. We are going to do the religion, we are going to do the food, we are going to do about the kings, how the kings, what was important when. Am I clear? We are going to do it accordingly. So, can I rub this, children? Yes. Okay. Have you noted this down? Yes. Vedic age, the time period and, okay. So, now we have the early Vedic age and we have the later Vedic age. Alright, now, how many Vedas were there, children? 4. Can you name the Vedas? The first is the Rig Ved, then Samved, Atharvaved and Yajurved. Alright? So in the early Vedic age, Rig Veda was composed. Am I clear? In the early Vedic age, Rig Veda was composed. In the later Vedic age, Samved, Atharvaved and Yajurved. These were the 3 that were composed. Am I clear? Did you understand? So the first Veda, the main Veda was composed in the early Vedic age and the later ones were composed in the later Vedic age. Okay? Now you must understand that the Vedas, when we are talking of the Vedas, for many centuries they were orally recited by the people and the knowledge was transferred from one generation to the other. Am I clear? So often these were termed as Shrutis. Shruti, sunkar. You had to hear it and then you had to transfer the knowledge to the next generation. Am I clear? So in the Vedic this thing also there are something called the Shrutis and the Smritis. Smritis are, you have to memorize. Smriti, Hindi ka matlab memorize hota hai. Am I clear? So the Vedas, initially it was a Shruti, later on it was written down, it was compiled and hence there were others. Did you understand? So Vedas may be Shrutis and Smritis hai. Okay? Did you understand this much, children? All of you? Okay? Alright. Now, so in the terms of textbooks, we know Rig Veda was composed in the early Vedic period and we have the later Vedic period and all other Vedas were composed. Yes? Now, let us come to what is the next thing that we should do? Alright, let us come to the next thing, and that is, what do you think was the wealth of the people in the early Vedic age? What did they value the most? Think. Coins were not in circulation right now. Yes? Sit down. As wealth, when we say wealth, gold and platinum jewelry and all of this is diamonds, all these is the wealth that you have, or a house or 2 cars, etc., etc. That is the wealth. Bolo, what is the wealth that the people have? Cattle. Which cattle? No goats and sheep. It was the cow. Right? So if a person had many cows, he was considered to be a wealthy person. That was the, yes, right? In the later Vedic age, land was considered to be a sign of wealth. Am I clear? And we'll do why it was thought to be a sign of wealth. Am I clear? We'll do that later on. Keep that in mind. I'm putting this thing. So why land became that? Alright, then what did they eat in the early Vedic period? What did the people eat? Wheat and barley. Alright, so wheat and barley was something which the people ate in the early Vedic age. What did the people eat in the later Vedic age? They ate things of wheat and rice. Did you understand? Yes? All of you? All right. Now, then which was the god they worshipped? Which god did they worship? Here, they worshipped Indra. They worshipped Indra. All right? Or you can say the 5 elements of the earth. The 5 elements: earth, fire, water, air, Vayu and Varun. I think that is the sky. Right? So these the 5 elements, that is what they worshipped over here in the form of Indra. And in the later Vedic age, we see that the people worshipped Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Am I clear? The triology of gods, as we call them. Did you understand this? Did all of you understand? All right? All right? Now, we may have heard about something called the caste system. Have you heard of caste system, children? What is caste system? What is caste system? Yes?
Yes, system based on their jobs.
Only the occupation.
Yes, auntie.
Currently, what do you understand by the word caste system?
A way of classifying.
A way of classifying people,
As inferior
right?
and superior.
Huh?
We are classifying people as inferior and superior.
Were they really inferior or were they really superior?
No, auntie, but nowadays, auntie.
It is nowadays. All it is based on birth, right? So yes, in the early Vedic age, we did not have anything like the caste system. It was more occupational in nature. You understand what the word occupational means? It means that if you are good at a particular job, you want to take that job up, you can do that. So a son of a Brahmana could be a Kshatriya, or the son of a Shudra could be a Brahman, or the son of a Kshatriya could be a Vaishya. You know who Vaishyas are?
Yes,
The traders, the merchants. Am I clear? Did you understand? So that was, there was no fixed. Whereas the caste system, caste system is actually social hierarchy that exists in our country, right? So that was more occupational in nature in the early Vedic age, which means that if a person wanted to do a particular job, he took up that job and he did it. There was no restriction for it. All right? But the caste system over here in the later Vedic age had become very rigid. Now, what do I mean by the word rigid? Huh? Rigid, what do I mean by rigid?
Region.
No.
Region.
No. Religion is different, region is different. Rigid. Yes?
Auntie, unfair or hard?
Hard. Yes, you wanted to say something? Fixed.
Like compulsory. Like, auntie, we have to do this job and we have to do this job and friends.
Yeah, exactly. So it is inflexible. It is rigid, means it is hard. It does not want to change. It is fixed. It does not want to change itself. Am I clear? So here, as I gave you the example, that the son of a Brahman could become a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or anything else. Similarly, the son of a Vaishya could become a Brahman also by learning the Vedas. Am I clear? But here, when I say it became rigid, I mean to say that the son of a Brahman could only be a Brahman, good or bad. Now, who is a Brahman? A person who teaches, right? So, the son could be good or bad or whatever, but he would be considered a Brahman. Am I clear? So, the son of a Vaishya would become a Vaishya. A son of a Kshatriya, naturally you find that how the son of the king became the next ruler. Alright, did you understand this difference? Did all of you get this difference, children? All of you? Yes? So do we understand the differences between the early Vedic age and the later Vedic age? All of us, can we understand the difference? Alright, so what is the difference? The first is that the Rig Veda. Now what does the word Rig mean, children? What does the word Rig mean? The word rig means what? Yes.
A writer.
No. The word rig means root. It means root, which means any question that you have in your mind. It's the root, it's the basis of all the books, all the compositions that have been made later on. Every question that you have, you can find an answer in the Rig Veda. And hence, I don't know whether you are in the habit of reading or not, but have you heard the name of Annie Besant, children? Annie Besant? Or Dayanand Saraswati, who started the Sanatan Dharma? No? Alright. You should read more about Annie Besant and Dayanand Saraswati. They were great reformers, right? They said that it's compulsory for every Indian to actually read the Vedas, because every answer that you are seeking for is found over there. Currently, do you realize that the West is now running after Vedic maths? There's something called Vedic maths. You know about it? No? Do it. The calculations become much more easier. See, it's on YouTube. You can find, it's faster. And you can do large calculations in very short period of time. So Vedic maths, the West is trying to learn about Vedic maths. Now, more easier. Am I clear? Alright, so now we understand the difference between the two. Alright, but in the Vedic age, children, there were other kinds of, apart from the Vedas, there were other kinds of books also that were written. They were called the Brahmanakas, Aranyakas and Upanishads. The other books apart from the Vedas that were composed was Braham. So in the entire Vedic age, we find there were, apart from the Vedas, there were other compositions also that were made. They were called the Brahmanakas, Aranyakas and Brahmanas, I think. Aranyakas and Upanishads. I'm just a little confused with this. Let me clarify it, right? Alright. So if you open your books, children, now all these are in which language? Can you tell me? Which language are they? Alright. Sanskrit. Very good. What is the similarity between some... Can I rub all of this, children? Yes. All right. All right. So, what is the similarity between Ma? What is Madhuri?
Auntie Ma is Auntie, we say Ma in Hindi, Auntie mother in English, and
Madre
in Sanskrit.
Spanish. Am I clear? Yes, yes.
Related to these words are related to one thing only.
What is one thing?
And like our mother only.
But it is in different. They are the same meaning, but they are in different languages. Why? Because they have originated only from one language. Can you tell me which is the language? Very good. Am I clear? So this is Hindi, this is English, and this is Spanish. But the language that they have originated from is... And how many of you learn Sanskrit? Wonderful, very good. Do it well. Alright, now if you open your books, children, you will find on page number 32. Can you find? In the box that is given, you will find about the language Sanskrit. On page 33, you will find about the early Vedic age. Hai na? And then the next page you will come across the later Vedic age also. Yes? Alright? Okay. Now tell me, what do you think was the occupation of the people during both the... Alright, one thing I forgot to mention. In the early Vedic age, people were largely nomadic in nature. They were nomadic. They were nomads. You understand who nomads are?
Yes.
And in the later Vedic age, they led a settled life, which means they were, staying in one place. They were not moving from place to place. Nomads, they're continuously moving from place to place, along with their herds and other things. Yes.
And the occupation is still normally to agriculture.
Very good. In both these early and in the later Vedic age, agriculture was the main occupation of the people. Am I clear? Agriculture was the main occupation of the people. Okay? Now, what type of agriculture was practiced here and what type of agriculture was practiced here? In early Vedic age, what type of agriculture was? Wheat and barley. They grew wheat, they cultivated, but did they grow it in large numbers for selling it in the market?
Only for settled life, large number, but nomads, less numbers.
Less numbers. Am I clear? So, what is it called? It is called subsistence agriculture. When you are growing only for yourself. That much what you need. Am I clear? Whereas in the later Vedic age, agriculture was extensive. It was also used for selling, buying products. In the barter system, you know what the barter system is?
Yes.
It was prevalent in the Vedic system. So with wheat or rice, they could exchange whatever they wanted from the other person. Am I clear? Now the question, do you remember I had put a question, why did land become so important in the later Vedic age? Cows in the early Vedic age and land in the later Vedic age. Why?
Auntie,
Yes?
Auntie, because like you said, in the barley system, auntie,
Barley system, barter system.
auntie, that you said that we give wheat and barley as an exchange.
Hmm.
So auntie, to grow the wheat and barley.
Okay, alright. So they will only exchange only, no? Then?
Yes, auntie. So auntie, if they grow their own, so auntie, it will.
And so much more space they need. If we want to do agriculture, we need much more space.
Hmm.
So if a person has to be, then we need to occupy that space before anything happens over there.
Yeah? Meaning? Meaning?
And he said, now we need to do agriculture,
Huh?
and we don't have much space for that.
Hmm.
We have one agriculture farm, we don't have much space.
Hmm.
So we need more space, so we buy land from others, from traders.
From traders? They buy? No. I think you're getting a little confused. Haan, bolo.
Auntie, the land was important, auntie, because auntie, they used to do agriculture, so auntie, they needed land to grow crops.
Very good. And they were leading a settled life because they had now settled life, right? So they wanted to, and also agriculture. Now, again, the question then I can put forward is, why did agriculture become so important then? Because of the discovery of one thing. Can you tell me what? Because of the discovery of one thing. Agriculture became very important. It was possible also because of the discovery of one thing.
Fire.
Fire was done long back.
The wheel.
Oi? No.
Ship.
If you remember, I had given you a list of Paleolithic age, Mesolithic age, Neolithic age, Chalcolithic age, Bronze age, Copper and Bronze age, and then came the who said that? Yes, what was that age? Iron age. Because of the discovery of iron, children, because of the discovery of iron, now, you know what had happened is, now see, if you are using the wooden thing to scratch land, will you be able to scratch it deeply? Why? It's wooden. On the contrary, if you take this pencil or if you take any other thing and you try to scratch, will it go deeper? Yes. Now if you take the khurpi and you start digging the land, will it go deeper? Khurpi is made of what? Metal, iron. Do you understand? So why was agriculture possible? Is because now all the agricultural implements were made of iron. So now the question is that even in the Harappan civilization, people knew about, remember I showed you the slide where they had agricultural tools which are made of bronze and copper? Then why did they not? That was also metal. Then why is it that agricultural production increased in the later Vedic age, whereas in the Harappan and the early Vedic age, despite the
Yes, copper was a very weak metal.
soft metal.
Soft metal.
Correct. Did you understand? So even the Harappans knew the use of metals. But what had actually happened was that copper as compared to iron is soft. And therefore it is not possible for the copper implements to dig deeper into the soil. Am I clear? Did you understand? All right? Okay, so therefore we know that, and we know that in the later Vedic age, when man started leading a settled life, land became a priority, land became the wealth of the people, and also because of the discovery of iron, they could do more agriculture and produce more. Okay? Did you understand all of that? Yes? All right, now there's a concept called, can I rub all of this? There is a concept called Raja or King. Now you have to tell me, in the early Vedic age and in the later Vedic age, what was he like? Who was he? The king? हाँ बोलो.
And in the early Vedic age, and the priest always.
No.
Raja was in the early Vedic age was known as the ruler of the place, but in the later they had much more money and all, like gold, silver.
Correct. So in the, diamonds also, not diamonds, gold and silver. All right. So in the early Vedic children, whenever we talk of king, what do we think of? Kingdoms, empires, all of that. We think of that he is very wealthy, rich. He has a big crown. He is the lord of a large land, kingdom, or he owns an empire. Right. In the early Vedic age, if you remember, when we were doing the Harappan civilization, we had done something which is called the... Do you remember? And these tribes settled together, they stayed in one place, they had a culture of their own. Do you remember? We had seen how India had various tribes and hence the different dress code or culture and everything, the diversity that exists in our country. We have seen that, no? All right. Now, in the early Vedic age also the setup was almost the same. People were still living in tribes. And who do you think became the leader of the tribe? Though he was called a Raja. Yes?
The most intelligent and powerful person.
Yes. The person who was physically very strong became the leader of the tribe. Did you understand?
Yes.
He was also referred to as Raja. Ya Rajan. You may have seen in some of the serials that he is referred to as Rajan. Right? So in a tribe, any person who was physically strong and he could take care of his tribe, protect the tribe, fight against the enemies, were considered to be as Raja. Not necessarily, he did not necessarily have wealth or a large piece of land or a kingdom. In the later Vedic age, we find that land was the main thing that accounted for what? That accounted for a Raja. How big or powerful was a Raja or a king? Depended on how much land he ruled over. Did you understand? All right, and hence from here we begin the I don't know whether you have heard of it or not, and we will do it in the next chapter, something which is called the Janpads and the Mahajanpads. You have heard na, Janpads and Mahajanpads, right? Janpads were smaller ones, and Mahajanpads, Maha of course means large, so bigger Janpads. Am I clear? We'll do it in the next chapter. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes? All right, now, so the work that I expect from you is, please write down some questions. Can I give you some questions, children?
Yes.
All right, write down some questions. First question: what does the word rig mean? What does the word rig mean? Have you written? Next question: how many Vedas are there? Vedas. And now here, please write, besides the question that you have written, please write, do a little research on what each Veda tells you of. Am I clear? Please do a research of what the Vedas, each Veda contains. Am I clear? All right. Then write down about the religion. Briefly write about the religion of the early and the later Vedic age. Briefly write about the religion of the early and later Vedic age. This is the third question, right?
Yes.
I'll give you only one more question to do. That's all right? Okay. Now do one more question and write down, why did land become important in the later Vedic age? Why did land become important in the later Vedic age? All right, children, can anybody give me this answer? Why did land become important? Yes?
Auntie, the land became important in the later Vedic age because auntie, they had to grow up.
Who are they?
Auntie, the people live in the They had to grow crops, and for growing crops they needed land.
For that, all right. So why did they want to grow crops? Question is that, yes?
Auntie, like I said, auntie, because in the exchange of anything.
All right, so if they wanted to get, all right, anything else? Why did they want to grow crops? You want to say something? You raised your hand.
Auntie, that because auntie needed land because they were living in settled.
A settled life, and they were doing cultivation. All right, yes.
Auntie, for food also, if you want, they will have less storage of less food, they can have to agriculture and get more.
They can do agriculture. All right. So there are various reasons. You can just write 1 or 2 points for why land was important. Land was important because that became the main, the wealth of the people. It was considered to be the wealth of the people. Yes? All right. Sit down. Okay. Thank you, children.